Okay, thank you guys. As you guys, before I start the presentation, as you're sitting, Sai and Cash will be giving out little sheets of paper. There are numbers written on the piece of paper. Keep it with you. I'll let you know why at the end of the presentation, okay? Okay, so let's start. Okay. It doesn't work. Okay. Wait. Okay, so for those who don't know me, I'm a full-time underwater photographer. I shoot for government agencies, for corporations, for resorts, for magazines, for personal clients. So I take photos for all these people, and in the last 2 years, I've started dabbling into videography. So I've been lucky enough to have been involved in 2 documentaries. But my latest venture has been Triton Bay. I recently decided to be a part of the family, and what a decision it's been, yeah. So which is why I want to share why I've decided to be a part of the Triton Bay family with all of you, yeah? So every time I mention Triton Bay, people always ask me, where is it? Is it in Canada? Is it in Australia? Because the name sounds so English, so everyone thinks it's far, far away. But if you look at the map, that's where we are, Kuala Lumpur. Triton Bay is actually in West Papua, Indonesia. It's not in Papua New Guinea. It's in the Indonesian side of New Guinea, yeah? It's west, they call it West Papua. So that is where Triton Bay is. So if you take a closer look at West Papua, you can see at the top there is Sorong. Sorong is where Raja Ampat is. And then a bit south is Kaimana. So Kaimana is where Triton Bay is based. Also, if you take a look at the map, you will see, okay, there is Raja Ampat, there is Ambon, and there is Banda Sea. The fact that Triton Bay is around all these dive sites, all these amazing dive sites, should give you a little bit of input about what the diving is like over there. How to get to Triton Bay? Yeah, a lot of people ask me this. It's quite a journey. So you have to, from here you need to take 3 flights. First is KL to Jakarta, 2-hour flight. And then Jakarta to Sorong, a 4-hour flight. And then lastly, Sorong to Kaimana, a quick 1-hour flight. So some will say, wow, that is insane. But actually, if you time it right, what I mean is, the flights from Sorong to Kaimana, the flights from Jakarta to Sorong leave at midnight, which means you don't have to leave KL so early. You can take the 8 p.m. flight from KL, reach Jakarta at 9, take the midnight flight from Jakarta to Sorong, right? Then take another morning flight, Sorong, Kaimana. By lunchtime, you'll be at the resort. You'll be having lunch with me and Luca. Okay. And then, again, people will ask, why do I have to fly so far to dive? It's insane. 3 flights, 16-hour journey. Is it worth it? That is the question that everyone always asks me. Well, if I talk about it, I can talk for 5 hours. So to make it quick, I'm going to show you this quick 2-minute video to sum up what I think about the diving in Triton Bay, yeah? Yeah, so that's a quick 2-minute recap of Triton Bay. I'm going to get straight into what's on everyone's mind, diving with whale sharks and dolphins. Because it sounds a bit insane. People say, how? How does that work, right? Okay, let me explain to you how it works. So basically, you have these little wooden things. They are called a bagan. They are basically a fishing vessel without engine, no engine fishing vessel that gets towed by little boats. And what they do is they catch bait fish, little sardines and anchovies, ikan bilis. So they put on the spotlight at night, they drop the net, and then early in the morning they will bring up the net with their catch. Then all the fishing boats, the tiny little, they call it perahu, fishing boats will come to take the ikan bilis, yeah, the sardines and the anchovies that they've caught. And because these fish, they will take them to the market. They will bring them to the Kaimana market, or they will export it to Jakarta, other parts of Indonesia, to make paste, to make whatever. And the ones that they don't like, the ones that are scratched, ripped apart, basically the rejected fish, they throw them in the sea. And when they throw them in the sea, that's when the dolphins and the whale sharks will all come to feast on this fish. So this thing has been going on for 30, 40 years, before the resort existed, before anyone knew about it. This is a practice that the local fishermen have been doing for a long time. They don't catch the whale sharks because to them, these whale sharks are a good omen for them. Okay, and some of you will say, yeah, but you can see whale sharks everywhere. I can see whale shark in Tenggol, in, I don't know, where? Redang, Tioman, yeah. I can see whale sharks anywhere. Why should I go to Triton Bay, right? Yeah, so yeah, I know, but here's the thing. According to Konservasi Indonesia, which is a very big NGO in Indonesia, there are around 80 resident whale sharks that live in the Kaimana region. And these are just whale sharks that have been named, that we have photographed, that have been named. Occasionally, I mean, in the last 3 months I was there were like 20 whale sharks that we had to name. So there are still many, many new whale sharks that come. We still don't know if they're passing by or if they're there to be residents. So minimum 80 whale sharks. Yeah, and then so you can get 20 to 30 bagans at a time around the area. And so sometimes when I bring my divers, I can get a bit greedy. We'll go to the first bagan and I'll ask, how many whale sharks? They'll say 2. We're like, nah, let's go to the next one. And then we'll ask the next one, how many whale sharks? 3, nah, let's go to the next one. How many? 5, okay, let's jump here. Yeah. The most I've seen at a bagan is 9 whale sharks. And this is in the last 3 months I was there. And unlike some places, most places when you see a whale shark, you get to see them for what? 30 seconds, right? If you're a fast swimmer, maybe you get a minute with them. Sometimes, occasionally, a whale shark will hang around. You get to spend what, 10, 20 minutes with them? But here, they don't move. They're just there, circling, circling, circling around the bagan. They're above you, below you, they're just around you. And in Triton Bay, we dive for 60 to 70 minutes. Our dive time is 70 minutes. We do 2 dives out there, so you get to spend 2 70-minute dives with 5, 6 whale sharks and dolphins around you. And also, and they say, how often do you see them? I said, well, Triton Bay has been around for 9 years, and in 9 years, we have not seen whale sharks only on 4 occasions. Yeah. We go there about 2-3 times a week, so 2-3 times a week times 9 years. You do the math. And on all that, in all the occasions, we've only not seen them 4 times. So I think that's a pretty good stat to have. Yeah, it's not 100%, but it's a really, really good statistics. Yeah, and then also, because you get to stay with the whale shark are there circling around you, you get to plan your shots, right? And the whale sharks that we get, they come in many different sizes. This is a 1.5 meter whale shark. The smallest whale shark I've seen is 1.5 meter in size. The biggest one I've seen is 12. So in this photo is a 1.5 meter whale shark with a teenager, I think, 6 meter whale shark. It looks like they're holding hands, but yeah, they're not. Yeah. Yeah, so you get to, 70-minute dives, right? You really get to plan your shots, how you want to shoot them. This way, that way, below them, above them, because they come from every direction. We have a few people here who've been there, so they would know. They come from everywhere. And of course, aside from the whale sharks, we also have the dolphins, yeah? So again, sometimes you see 5 dolphins, sometimes you see 150 dolphins, it depends. They're there to feast on the ikan bilis. But of course, nothing is guaranteed. In the last 3 months I was there, I did about 50 dives here. And in the 50 dives, we didn't have any dolphins on 2 dives. But other than that, they were there 48 times. Yeah. So yeah, again, dolphins, whale shark. And then also people ask, dolphins are usually shy, right? But not in Triton Bay. You can even hear them. So the dolphins don't care. All they care about is the little anchovies around there. That's all they care about. If you're there, you're there. Okay, so someone say, okay, you have whale sharks, you have dolphins in Triton Bay, yes, but what else? I mean, I can't spend a whole week just looking at those fish, right? I need to see something else. I'm like, okay. I mean, I can spend a week there, but some people might not be able to do it. So we also have pristine corals because we're so remote and we are the only dive resort in that area. There are no other dive operators. It's just us. So you never have to share a dive site with anyone. If you do see another boat, it's another boat from our resort. It's never anyone else, yeah? So over there, it's very rich in soft corals. A lot of colorful soft corals, pristine corals, and the corals start very shallow. They start from 1 meter. You can get them from 1 meter all the way down to, I don't know, 20, 30 meters, but we don't dive deep in Triton Bay. Most of our dives are very, very shallow. Very shallow corals. Yeah. And then aside from the soft corals, of course, we have a lot of glassfish here and there. And when we say we have a lot of glassfish, I'm not talking about 20, yeah? Some places they have 20, they're like, we have a lot. Here, when we have a lot, it's a lot. Barramundi cod with all the soft corals. Yeah. And then, of course, aside from the corals, one thing about Triton Bay is the fish. Yeah, you have the, sweet lips, coral, and you look at that, just the surgeon fish all the way behind you. It's just fishy. Our dive sites are just filled with fish everywhere. And then you see this, it's like layers and layers of fish. It's, sometimes I don't even know how to photograph the reef. It's just, I don't know, I get blocked. I still find it overwhelming after being there for a while. Yeah. And then, yeah, you have the surgeon fish and then the snappers. It's just very, very fishy. So if you like photography or you like to see colorful things, Triton Bay is it, yeah? We also have hard corals, but it's colorful. Our corals are very colorful. You have fish, and the dive sites are not very far. Our dive sites, we have dive sites that are 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and we also have dive sites that are about 30 minutes from the resort. But the ones that we always go to, the best ones, sometimes there's only 2 minutes from the resort. Very, very near. And then aside from that, we also have the walking shark. So this walking shark can only be found in Triton Bay. It's an endemic species. Well, this little guy, you can only find in Triton Bay, and he is in our house reef, right in front of our dive center. So you put on your gear, you walk 3 steps, you're in the water, and then you go look for him. And maximum depth for that dive is 3 meters. It's a very shallow dive. Yeah, and because it's in the house reef, you want to do 2 hours, 3 hours, help yourself. Nobody cares. So we usually see about 3 to 5, sometimes 7 walking sharks. So it's not like, oh, if you're lucky, you'll see 1. No. When the guests come up, we ask them, how many did you see? Sometimes I bet, me and the dive masters will make a bet. How many do you think they'll see? I'll say 5, they'll say 7, and we'll see how many they see. Yeah. They really are everywhere in the house reef, walking sharks. And of course, we also have, aside from walking sharks, there are also a lot of macro critters. But I didn't bring my macro lens. I only have one macro photo. But we have pygmy seahorses. We have the pink bajibanti, this one. We have the yellow bajibanti. We also have the Denise, you know, the orange Denise. We have the Satomi pygmy seahorse, which is the world's smallest pygmy seahorse. We have those. We have the Pontohi, and they call the Santa Claus, the Raja Ampat pygmy seahorse. Yeah. Aside from that, pipefish and, you know, the usual macro stuff. As you can tell, I'm not really a macro person. But yeah, they're there. Yeah. And then, so when is the best time to dive Triton Bay? Our season runs from the first week of October until the last week of May. Yeah. So from early June, which is now, which is also why I'm here, till the end of September is our monsoon period. Our water temperature, if you come in October when the season begins, our water temperature is around 25 degrees Celsius. It's cold, but because it's cold then, a lot of macro critters then, a lot. When I say a lot, I mean like 9 pygmy seahorses on one fan, 12 pygmy seahorses, and the fans are not deep, yeah? The pygmy seahorses are found at 8 meters, 9 meters. You can do a safety stop and shoot yellow bajibanti, yeah. That is how vast it is. And then the water temperature will start to warm up by November. It'll come up to about 27. December it'll be 29, and it'll stay 29 until the rest of the season. So if you're a macro fan, you want to see a lot of macro, come earlier in the season. But as for whale sharks and dolphins, they're there the whole time. The corals and the fish, they're there the whole time. The only difference is the macro subject. Yep. Okay. What else? As for currents, yeah, well, you know, as I showed you the map, we are near Raja Ampat, we're near Banda Sea. So if you know Indonesia, you'll know that that is current area. So we do have current, yeah, it can be strong, and it can come from all different directions. Some of them have experienced it last month. But our guides are very good at picking dive sites. They're good at seeing. So if you tell them you're terrified of current, they'll try to find dive sites without current, or they'll try to plan to go to the dive when the current's not so strong, yeah? But I always tell people, you need current, you know? You want fish, you want the corals to open up, to bloom. You need at least a little bit of current. If not, then you don't see the best of the dive site. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, if you want more information on Triton Bay, I share it on my Instagram. You can follow my Instagram, Nurul_Yazid. I always share reels, videos, anything about Triton Bay, and yeah. Help yourself. And then just some other photos. Here, this is what I said. The soft corals are very shallow. You see? You can see the surface. And you can see the jungle above the surface there. That's how shallow the corals start. Super, super shallow. So if you're not a diver, if you're a snorkeler, Triton Bay is perfect for you. Corals super, super shallow. We have a lot of snorkelers that come to us from the US, Europe, a lot of Westerners who are snorkelers. We tend to get a lot of them that come and spend a week or two. And yeah, the color, you see how colorful the corals are. It's just very vast. Fish. Okay, so, all right, so, I don't know if all of you know, you all got your sheet of paper, right? Everyone got a little sheet of paper? Just to make it fun, I'm going to give someone a little something. one of you that has a sheet of paper, I'm going to call out the number, will get a 50% off voucher to come to Triton Bay. It will be valid until the end of 2026. Because we're almost full next season, so I have to extend it to 2026. Yeah. So it's valid until May 2026 to use. When I say 50% discount, that is equivalent to a 6,500 ringgit discount. Because a 1 week stay at Triton Bay is around 13,000, yeah? So, yeah, 8 days, 7 nights. Of course, we're not going to cover flights or anything, yeah? This is just for diving, full board package at the resort. And then for everyone else who's here, if you look at the back of your voucher, there's like a MIDE2024 little code. So if you book within 1 month and pay a little bit of a deposit, you will get 15% off. Yeah, when I say 1 month, I don't mean go there in 1 month. I mean if you make your booking from now until, today is the 9th, yeah, from now until the 9th of July, and then you pay a little bit of deposit for whenever, for 2025, 2026, 2027, you will get a 15% discount. Okay, so cash, how many numbers? Oh, you mean we ran out all of them? Wow, okay. All right, so there were a lot of people who tried to bribe me to give them the 50% discount. I said no. They were asking me my favorite number, offering to buy drinks and meals. I said no, I'm going to be fair. I'm going to use a random number generator here, okay? So Cash already told me the number. You guys ready? Yeah. Let's see. 75. Okay, if the person's not here, well, I'm going to move on to the next one because you have to be here. Next. Too bad, too late. 48. All right, okay, congrats. All right, so you come look for me later, and I'll give you the details. Wow, congratulations. He just came to me 20 minutes ago and told me he wanted to come to Triton Bay. Okay. All right, congratulations. For the rest of you, you still have the 15%. Don't worry, it's still a lot, yeah? Okay. So that's it for my presentation. Thank you very much. And I hope to see you at Triton Bay.